Micro, and I'm going to be talking with Wes Hunter, and we're going to be doing a little cocktail tutorial and also talking about BC brainwashed and why that is a little bit of an epidemic in our industry right now. So I hope you enjoy today's video. I'm at Micro with Wes Hunter. He is the operations manager for Raudz, Micro, and Terrafina. Welcome. Thank you for having me.
Hey, my pleasure.
So, in some of the other conversations that I've had with people, BC brainwashed is a term that has come up a couple of times. I've been accused of it when I made a comparison of an Okanagan wine to that of Spanish style called Rioja. Wes just actually brought it up in another conversation, so I just wanted to get your opinion on that, whether you think that's actually a thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think it has to do with we are so involved in our support local, drink local mentality that we want to always just view the Okanagan really as what we should be drinking, but there's such a vast world out there. So I think sometimes people get in a little bit of a one-dimensional view of what wine is and forget that there's a massive world out there that we need to start making comparisons to about our wines. So when we are drinking something like Syrah, we need to understand that grape variety has a bit of a spiritual home, you know, in the Northern Rhone, and what does that wine taste like? We need to go explore that, and sometimes we don't take that extra step because we only see that grape variety as how it's done here. Yeah. And not everything should be grown here, and not every wine that's made in the valley is you know, the best in the world, or you know, some of it's great, but not all of it is. So we need to be objective, not only in our assessment of quality and how we actually approach our tastings of wine and do it just like we would any other wine, but then go, okay, where does this sit on the marketplace of the world? How does it compare? And what wines are challenging that are even better, and how do we get there and further? So there should always be a second question of, yeah, this BC wine is awesome. What in the world is maybe in comparison? And evaluating those two side by side, I think is really important. So get out of the bubble a little bit.
So would you say that you're a bit of a purist then, from that perspective?
I am a through and through BC supporter. I think all I have really at home is BC wine right now, but I always try to, when I taste and evaluate BC wine, is to always go back and taste something else from the old world as well, to make sure my palate is always being challenged, not just through BC, because again, if you're just tasting the same thing over and over, you're always going to come to the same result. All of a sudden you introduce something different into your tasting, and that's what as sommeliers and wine people need to be doing, is when they are tasting, they need to start tasting a larger broad spectrum of wines at one time. So put a BC wine in there, but put a Pinot Noir from New Zealand, a Pinot Noir from Patagonia in Argentina, a Burgundy in there, and all of a sudden you start to see all these changes and nuances in wherever you go. And then all of a sudden BC starts to become a little more distinctive, and you start to be able to pick up on something that Naramata is doing that I haven't gone anywhere else, and why is that? Your education will go a little further into maybe what that vineyard is doing and stuff like that. So it's all exploratory. That's all wine is. If you're just staying focused on one thing, you're never going to grow. So if you're just drinking Okanagan wine, that's awesome, good for you, and I love the support, and I do the same, but you need to be able to challenge your palate into everything that is out there. So.
Yeah, because it's all about perspective and points of reference, and if your point of reference is this big, then yeah, you're not going to really have a whole lot to contribute to the conversation. What would you say are some BC producers that are on your radar right now?
Definitely some of the smaller producers here in the valley. I got really inspired by a festival called the Garages North. That's put on from Terry and Jennifer Schell, two amazing people. Terry from Anarchist, and some of their wines are phenomenal. Their Mayhem Merlot is, I think, the best wine made in the valley for sure. Anthony Buchanan from Desert Hills does an amazing job with Pinot Noir. I love that. Kyle Leons for his natural wine from Tall Tales out of Summerland is phenomenal. Same with Lori Savard from Savard Vines in Summerland. I really do enjoy right now. So these are some small people that are doing some amazing things. My favorite winery is Vinamite from Oliver. Catherine is absolutely phenomenal, and their wines are some of the best and well made in the valley. Their Petit Claret is my favorite for sure.
Awesome. Well, I commend you for mentioning wineries that no one else has to date, so bravo for that. So lots of really cool little garagey style wineries to check out. Wes is also going to make a cocktail for us, so that's what we're going to lead into next.
Alright, so we're going to make a quick cocktail. It's called the Dark Side of the Barrel. I made for a barrel age program at Raudz. We barrel age certain cocktails for 5 weeks. So this is using St. Remy Cognac, Little Grand Marnier, Fernet Branca, and Antico Formula, which is a vermouth from Italy. So stirred application, spirit forward, and absolutely delicious.